Okay, this is a working tested index page. There's just one more thing I want to do now that we have a good test suite. I want to refactor this thing because there's a really cool way of rendering a bunch of user objects like this, or a bunch of active record objects. It relies on defining a partial with a special name. So I'm going to go to here, add a new file, and I'm going to call it underscore user.html.erb. It's important that it have the same name as the class. And inside here, I'm going to just put this, or is it this li? This is the HTML to render a user. And then in here, I'm going to render that partial. Now you can do this. We can remember how we've rendered things before. We do render and then the name of the partial, so we could do this. User/user. We don't include the underscore, the leading underscore. And at this point, we also have to pass the variable over here. So this has a user variable in the user partial. So we need to pass that. So this is still passing. By the way, it's important to emphasize that this user here is the same as this variable, but this name is kind of arbitrary. What's important is that these two match. So this will still pass. So this is the way that you render a partial with a local variable. But it turns out that we can do even better than this. We can just get rid of all this stuff here. Rails will automatically render a partial with the name corresponding to the class of this object. So I'm going to keep it as foobar for now. I would never do this in real life, but just for purposes of illustration, you can see this still passes. And in fact, we can do even better than this. We can get rid of this here, get rid of this, get rid of this, and render @users. So this is incredibly compact. What's going on here is that Rails sees this collection and knows to iterate through them, calling the partial corresponding to the class name of each of these objects. In this case, user, so it's looking for this underscore user template, this partial, and then it's rendering each one in turn. As you can see from running the test suite, everything still works. We can also look at the actual application. It's always a nice sanity check. There we go.